Well, welcome back to everybody's favorite segment of the week. Joining me today, we've got Coastal Pet Rescue and Miss Paige here. Yes. So tell us a little bit about Paige.
So Paige, out of her siblings, she is the most talkative and the most social. As you can tell, she's very curious. She's looking around the room. She is very tempted to jump down, but that's just because she loves to explore. She likes to climb. So if she's got a tall cat tower or lots of things to scratch on, she will be very happy. I have caught her a few times climbing on top of my fridge. She likes sinks as well, like the dripping water and like running water. So she'll be very curious about sinks and bathtubs. She's so curious, which means she'll acclimate pretty well as long as you just give her free rein to move around and just, you know, get a feel of things on her own pace. Otherwise, she can feel a little stressed if she's enclosed in a small space. Like if you just shut her in a room, she'll freak out, specifically because she wants to be with you. She wants to be around you. And if you walk into another room and shut the door behind you, you will hear from her lawyer. She is very vocal about it, very vocal about the things she wants, whether it be attention or food or snuggles, or if you know, like I said, leave the room and shut her out.
And how old is Miss Paige?
She's about 8 or 9 months, same with her siblings.
Okay, so she's still a baby.
Yeah, she's still a baby. Very curious baby.
Yes, and so she does do well with other cats. Like you said, she has siblings.
Absolutely, yes.
What about dogs? Do we know how she is around our
She's
canine friends?
Curious, but not in a way that's like where it could be difficult adjusting. I've had dogs in my house before with them around, and she's had no problem. She just kind of keeps to herself. As long as they're not up in her business, then, you know, she's cool. I'm sure she'll adjust a lot easier to like elderly dogs or, you know, not puppies, because they're all so energetic and playful. So as long as there's personal space.
As long as they know the boundaries.
Boundaries, exactly. She's comfortable as long as they respect her boundaries.
Perfect. And she loves her cat wand right here.
She does.
She's like, I'm not in the mood to play, lady.
She's so overstimulated right now, I can tell. But in a good way, though. She's, like I said, she's very curious. She explores. And I do want to make a note, specifically because of how I found her. So last year around April, when we got a huge cold front, I did find these kittens underneath the engine of my roommate's car. So I want to bring to people's attention, especially with the cold weather. Like if you are a person that gets up early in the morning to go to work, make sure you make noise on your car. You know, honk the horn before you start the engine, because there are most likely cats taking shelter somewhere in your vehicle. Just because of the warmth of the engine and the shelter itself from wind and like harsh weather, like especially what we had this weekend or this past weekend. So,
well, thank you for that tip of that little bit of advice right there, because that is something to think about during the cold weather that we have been seeing. So if you all want Miss Paige to be a part of your forever home, all you gotta do is visit wsav.com/todayweekend. There she will be as our newest pet of the week. When we come back, we've got some more news for you. Stick around.